All you have to do is close your eyes and listen.
Welcome to episode 29 of TSGG Chat. I'm your host, Kevin Bork. Along with me tonight is Brett and Brennon. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Good to be back. Did you forget your name for a sec, Kev?
Yeah, I did. Well, it's been a long weekend.
That is
true. We had our second stream for Extra Life. This was Extra Life Part 2, and it went extremely well. We'll be talking about that in a little bit. But first, sign up with us over at tsgg.online. Follow us on Twitter at TheSocialGG. Subscribe to us at youtube.com/thesociety. Watch us at twitch.tv/TSGGonline. And get early access to us if you subscribe over at patreon.com/TSGG. So we're going to be talking about our Extra Life stream in a little while and the results of it. But first, let's start with some news. And up this week, we have the Game Awards just a couple days away. You guys excited for that?
Very. New Anthem
As
trailer.
always.
Yeah, that's going to be sick.
10
dude.
new game announcements. Way more important.
10 brand new games.
Yes.
Oh, that's really sick.
Brand
I didn't
new
know about
IPs.
that.
You didn't know that?
No, I just
Oh,
thought
yeah.
they were going to be like,
It was in chat.
no, I thought you meant 10 game announcements, like not new games,
No,
just
these
like
are
on
new
stage.
games.
Oh, man.
Obsidian's first one under Microsoft.
Oh, I saw those screenshots you shared with me. That just the screenshots alone make it look.
All I thought was BioShock. And I really enjoyed the BioShock games. So
You played them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to cosplay Big Daddy.
I didn't
liked,
play Infinite.
No, I liked the original more than Infinite Bioshock 1 and 2. I just liked Rapture more, honestly, as a setting.
Yeah,
It
Rapture
was
is awesome.
very
Infinite's
good.
ending was like
It was trippy. As
the mind fuck of all mind fucks.
I remember the trailer for Infinite was awesome, but I never played it.
The game itself was good.
Yeah.
And then you got to the ending and
I'll
it was
let you
like
borrow it, but it's
it was
super
like,
fucking
whoa.
trippy. So
What do you
What-
have that on? Xbox?
Xbox, yes.
Is that enhanced for
I
the
don't
X?
think so.
And they,
Oh, no.
they remastered
It
the
was-
whole collection, that is, but not the one I
It
had.
was
Not the regular.
just before the X actually came out, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, what else for the Game Awards? You know I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 11.
They actually hinted at it
Oh,
now,
I know.
so now I'm more
I know,
on
man. I
your
know.
side. So
I've seen everything. I've seen all the rumors.
Lots of possible leaks.
If
Jeff
I'm
has
telling
been
you, man,
killing it on Twitter.
if that rumor is real, I'm going to flip.
But
You have
what
no
about- what do you-
idea
what do you
how
think
long
about the-
I've been wanting the successor to Shaolin monks.
Yeah, well, I forgot they did that.
Yeah, it wasn't very well praised.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, I was going to say you liked it, right?
Yeah, I loved it.
But
That's one of the
that means if that leak is real,
leaks, by
though,
the way.
Yeah.
if that leak is real, that means there's about 7 characters that have come through the franchise that aren't playable. What do
Yeah.
you think they do?
I don't know, like,
I think that was always the point of 10, honestly.
yeah, it's
Kill
kind of
off
like
characters?
passing the torch.
Yeah, no, like
Yeah,
their
like
children.
Cassie
now, or
Cage and Fujin and
Takita's son.
Takeda and who else was that? Oh, Jackie Briggs. So like they were the main focus of the story, and it was Cassie in the end that you played as.
Right.
And then if they're saying like the leak says, and the canon is Raiden like that, and then Liu
Becoming-
Kang being Emperor of
Netherrealm.
Outworld or Netherrealm, yeah. So yeah, it makes sense. And there was another leak as well. The Spanish voice actor that voices Reptile
Mm-hmm.
for the Spanish dub tweeted that he wouldn't be able to be a part of this one. So it was kind of like already known that that was being made
Right.
because he was pretty bummed out about it. But he was working on something else, so he wasn't available.
I am most hyped for the female Tarkatan? I don't know.
Tarkatan.
Yeah.
That is what Baraka is. Tarkatan.
New Baraka.
Yeah.
Since he got murdered.
Yeah.
He died so viciously too.
Yeah.
He was just gone.
Not right.
He put up no fight. He was just gone.
Delora does what she does.
Yeah. Who were the characters? Kotal Khan, right? He was in that list. Goro was in the list.
Goro, Melina.
I think it was Kotal Khan as well.
There were
Johnny Cage.
The list of
Not
them
gonna be
was
played?
Sonya.
there were like 6 of them.
Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade, Ferrator.
Oh yeah, Ferrator.
Goro.
That's a brand new character. I don't know why maybe they didn't
think
like
they're
the
dead.
mechanic of the two
Well,
of them.
Ferrator did not do well. I know, like,
Yeah.
when people
Also just terrible.
competitively,
Right, yeah.
he was unpicked. He did
No,
not.
you couldn't. It was, I guess, it was a good concept, and they used Ferrator through the trailers a lot and some of the demos because
He was
it
new.
was a really good concept. Yeah. So,
Right.
but it just didn't pan out. It was
Yeah.
probably hard to program for. So, yeah, I'm interested. One thing to note: IGN actually said that their highest watched videos of all time were Mortal Kombat announcement trailers. So that's something to keep in mind. Like, the internet goes on fire when MK characters get revealed.
Right.
And NetherRealm knows exactly what they're doing when they do these announcement trailers.
Their
So
game, so
we'll probably get the reveal in a trailer, and maybe a couple of the characters in the trailer will be the first announcements. I don't think we're going to get all the game modes and stuff. I think we're just going to get a trailer, and you're going to see a couple of the characters are going to be in it.
Title. So
You know, the classics, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, they're going to be there.
oh yeah, without a doubt.
what if they aren't?
No, they will be.
Well, even
Obviously.
canon, if this is a canon story, Scorpion and Sub-Zero were still with humans.
They're still there, yeah.
You think the
I
Ice
think you're
Dragon
right.
is canon?
The what?
The Ice Dragon?
No, the character stories that
No,
It's-
it's Raiden's. They're sticking with his. So
Yeah, but that was part of the
that was part of the campaign. Yeah. So I think, like, if the leak's true and this game is a campaign like that, plus they put this adventure mode in there, which is the Shaolin Monk successor, I hope it is that and not what they did. Well, I kind of like what they did. I forget which one. I think it might have been Deception. Yeah, it was Deception, where you play as Shujinko, and he's just a young guy, and then you go around the different realms, and then you meet the characters and you fight them, and you collect the Kamidogu, and then at the end of it, this
Your
orb
pronunciation is just spot on.
is taking you, like you think it's a god that's taking you around, and it turns out it was Onaga, the Dragon King. It played you the whole time,
Right.
and then you went and collected all the Kamidogu, and then you put him and you released him from his prison. And at that moment, when you release him, is when in the trailer, in the opening cinematic, when he walks through and Shang Tsung, Quan Chi, and Raiden are fighting each other. They all team up to fight Onaga, but he kills them all,
Right.
and except for Raiden. I think that's how it went. And then Raiden went back in. No, he went back in time in Mortal Kombat for the last one that they did, which was just Mortal Kombat, and that was for Shao Kahn. So I don't know if they all died in that fight or not. I don't remember. That was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was a really cool adventure mode.
It'd be nice.
So
to
we'll see what
something
it
like
is.
that kind of breaks down the story, because the lore behind Mortal Kombat is so expansive that they
Yeah.
could do something like that easily.
Yeah, and I really hope that they do. But I do think you're right. I think it's next gen. That's my hope anyway. But the Game Awards will be this Thursday at 8:30 Eastern, and you can watch our live reactions on our Twitch channel, which will be going live at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
So tune in for that.
You can actually also watch it through us, because they did bring back co-streaming for Twitch. So we will be able to actually show the Game Awards on our Twitch while we do react to it.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
So, yeah, you'll be able to watch it right with us and get our reactions live. So definitely join us. Up next, the Anthem Closed Alpha is upon us. December 8th and 9th. We'll give players a chance to try BioWare's new looter shooter from the comfort of their own homes for the first time.
Yep, this is a sad day for me.
Didn't get in?
I can't.
Oh, because of complications.
Right. This
Because
one,
of-
they have kept this so hush hush. Basically, you can be an EA playtester, no problem. All you have to do is sign up for it. They have playtesting locations throughout the United States and Canada. All you gotta do is basically sign up for it. However, with this one, they want this to be their baby. So Anthem, you have to sign a non-disclosure agreement. You before even entering in and saying that you want to be a playtester for this game, you have to state that you don't work for marketing, you don't work for PR, you don't work for any of these. The list goes on and on. Anything gaming related, you have to state that you don't work for them. And then
you do.
you're right,
Yeah, so it's like a conflict of interest type thing.
right,
And
because
they're trying to avoid that.
Even if it's an NDA, they don't trust that if there's something going on, if you're marketing or whatever, you're gonna want to give this out. They still allow you to sign up. You just have to say, I don't agree, and it still takes your sign up, but I think the odds of you getting in at that point are pretty much zero.
Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate. They're also going to be at the Game Awards, so that's going to be a nice trailer.
For sure.
Here are some other news that's going on. This one excited me a little bit. I don't really have much for details other than a headline, which is Kingdoms of Amalur has become backwards compatible for Xbox One.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you have the 360 game, you can put that in.
Sure do.
And then, so how does that? I haven't done this yet. So you put the disc in and then you download the game? Is that how it is? Because I heard that Microsoft is really good at their backwards compatibility. Because Final Fantasy 13, we told you guys about 13, and I think it was 13.2 and 13.3. They all are backwards compatible, but they are all have received enhancements.
Right.
And that comes right from Microsoft. That's not Square Enix doing
I
anything.
think the way that they do it is it's not using the coding. So you put it in and it recognizes the Kingdoms of Amalur part of it, but then the game itself downloads from a cloud. I don't think it comes from the disc because like you said, it receives like updates and things like that. So I think that's the way it works.
But you still need it. Oh,
Yeah.
because it's locked, right? Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, that's really cool that Microsoft has that feature where they're actually working on making the game work better. It's not just an emulation that, hey, you can play it. You're going to play it, but it's going to be much better. So,
Only downside is any DLC you had, you're not going to have on the backwards compatible. You'll have to rebuy it.
Because it's separate.
oh, really?
So it doesn't, because there's no way for them to say, okay, this disc has all of this because it's not on the original disc. So the DLC stuff does come separate.
It may save to your profile. It's something I would have to check because I did have the DLC for Kingdom of Amalur. So I'll check that out for you guys.
Yeah, so if it recognizes it, you may just be able to get it. That would be good. But I thought that was really cool. So PUBG.
Ugh.
Yes. PUBG.
It's on Game Pass for free.
It is. On their mobile Twitter account. They were at the PMSC 2018 Dubai Finals. And they put out a tweet that said, what could be more exciting than announcing that PUBG Mobile is teaming up with at RE Games? Something is coming very soon. And then news broke that PUBG and Resident Evil are crossing over.
What?
Because Resident Evil 2 is coming out, the remake.
Right.
Mhm.
So PUBG and Resident Evil are having a crossover.
You mean like Fortnite did with zombies?
Yeah, I think so. But these are, I don't
These
know.
two
It's-
companies, man, I'm telling you.
I think their players are going to enjoy it.
Oh, I would, without a doubt, Resident Evil zombies and
Much
PUBG's,
better than
PUBG's
the
a
Fortnite
realistic.
zombies.
PUBG's a realistic game in the fact that the guns and things, so the zombies could be absolutely brutal.
Yeah, it's Capcom joining in on this.
Yeah,
So
so these.
you're getting the RE zombies,
Yeah.
which I told you before, that was the stuff of nightmares
Right.
as I
Is it
was a
gonna be-
child.
More than just the zombies, it's gonna be like the huge mutated things. Or-
Well, currently the details are unknown, other than it's a crossover.
Right.
But I'll keep an eye on it because I actually am interested in finding out what's going on there.
Yeah, I might actually go into PUBG for this. because that would be cool.
I mean, it's on
And
Game
free on
Pass.
Game Pass.
So
Right,
we can,
exactly.
We can go in and check it out anyway.
For
I
sure.
actually started to download it yesterday,
You can
and then
check
I
it out.
bought Divinity 2 instead and deleted it.
Nah.
Well, you almost had it.
Almost.
Got to be quicker than that.
So with the Game Awards coming up in a couple of days, CD Projekt Red put out a tweet as well, and Marcin Mamo, I hope I said that correctly.
You did not.
I apologize.
It's okay.
I apologize so much.
Polish, my guy. There's no.
Yeah, there's no way you were getting that right, basically.
No, not even close. But it was said on his account, we're looking forward to seeing all the reveals and announcements during this year's The Game Awards. However, we're not going to be showing anything there ourselves. We'll share more details about Cyberpunk game when we're ready. So no Cyberpunk at the Game Awards this year. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, Kevin, we talked about this earlier, so you know I'm okay with it.
I'm a little bit disappointed on the hype side of it, but as far as the game, like where Brennan is about to take this, and he's giving me a death stare for cutting him off right now, I'd rather them show us what they want to show us when they're ready for it.
Have you learned nothing of cutting people off in this room?
Ridiculous.
I'm just gonna.
But yeah, that's pretty much where I stand on it. CD does things at their own pace.
Mhm.
I mean, The Witcher 3 took like 6 years to make, and it was the greatest RPG to date for a reason. So take your time. Do the game proud. Do it how you want to do it, and I'm sure we will all love it.
And it's not the type. CD Projekt Red is not the type of studio that we need to know what they're doing at all times. Like with BioWare and Anthem, we said don't go dark because that's what you did with Andromeda. We need to know what you're doing at all times, basically.
That's a great comparison because, well, to be fair, they gave us a 40-minute video.
Yeah.
48-minute
video of what that game's going to be, and it looks fantastic.
It's just incredible. There's not.
And then on the other side of things, EA and BioWare with what happened with Mass Effect Andromeda and the unknowing future after going forward from that game. Thankfully, Casey has come back and taken over, and looks like he's reshaping BioWare and putting them back on the right path.
Now, if Microsoft can just buy them from EA,
Could you imagine?
Could you
save
imagine?
the
Oh,
company?
wow.
Everything.
Could you imagine that, though?
Holy God.
Could I imagine an EA or a BioWare not owned by EA?
With the backing of a Microsoft?
Every time I dream, Kevin.
That would be
my God.
that would be insane.
The next Mass Effect would be just.
It would be a Microsoft Xbox exclusive.
Oh my God, that would. So many people would be pissed off.
Well, the original Mass Effect was exclusive, so it's not that far out
The
of scope,
original
I guess.
Mass Effect was fantastic as well, by the way.
It sure was.
The Dragon Age, too. Dragon Age would become an exclusive.
The early games were their best to this point.
What do you think about next gen? Do you think the Xbox One X is basically next gen?
No.
Graphically?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they'll get a little better. I don't see. It's not going to be a huge jump from like
4K?
PlayStation 2 to 3.
I don't know about that, though, because there was a demo, Polyphony Digital. If you guys don't know who they are, they make the Gran Turismo games.
Mm-hmm.
They do like 6 to 10 year cycles in between games.
Mm-hmm.
They're working on the next Gran Turismo, and there was an event in Japan recently that Sony was showing off their 8K displays. 8K. And they had a short demonstration of a video game playing in 8K, and it was a racing game.
Right.
And Polyphony Digital had alluded to that they were making something that would be able to be shown in 8K, so it was only like a 12-second clip, but everyone is assuming that that clip is whatever they're working on, which is most likely Gran Turismo, because that's what they make.
Yeah.
For the next gen, no.
I saw this on a screen recording the screen, and I can tell you that was the most realistic thing I have ever seen that wasn't real.
Right.
Like,
Better than Forza?
oh yeah, way better. This looked like real cars. I couldn't believe it. I'll get that before we go. Remind me so I can show that to you.
Yeah.
It was just the lighting and everything on like that. I hadn't seen anything like that. And that, but to be fair, that was a screen, looking at a screen. So I don't.
Well, on top of that, that's when you asked your question, this is actually where I was going to take it. Graphically, they're kind of, TVs have to be able to match it. So right now, 4K actually just became kind of affordable, as it were.
Yeah.
So 4K gaming is going to take that step where the Xbox One X is a little ahead of it, but so it's all kind of driven by the televisions that we can purchase. So 8K, if that becomes affordable, then Xbox, Microsoft, Sony, they can say, okay, well now if most of our gamers are going to have 8K TVs, we have to provide 8K compatibility,
etc.
Like my thing is, even though it looked like that much, we're at a point now where really the only differences are it's not pixels turning to curves, it's lighting and colors and blacks and whites, shadows, brightness.
Mm-hmm.
So it's less of, I guess it's just, seeing it in 8K, it's just more, more image.
Right.
And instead of
Like you
going
said,
from
it's like
like
real
PS2 to
life.
PS3, where it's like they went from square heads to circle heads. It's amazing. It's not gonna. I don't think we're gonna ever experience that again.
Right. You're right. Yeah. I don't think
I totally
the
agree.
differences will be clarity and realism
From like the original TVs to HD, we're never going to see that jump again. It's
Right?
not
Yeah.
gonna happen.
It's just more and more. Of
Right.
the screen
Things will
pixelation,
become
stuff like
more.
that.
Just about detail.
You'll be
It's clarity.
playing.
Yeah,
You'll
clarity.
be playing a Gran Turismo per se, and it'll be like you're watching a NASCAR. It's like the. That's what I mean when I say realism. Is it'll be like looking out your window versus when it was PS2 to PS3. It was like, oh well, that guy's like you said, he's got a round head now.
Significantly
Oh
better.
my
Yeah,
god,
yeah.
his head is round.
Yeah.
It's
like a human.
whoa.
Whoa, his shoulders are smooth, not pointy without armor.
Yeah. So that
I also
you're
do
probably
not
right.
think that was PS5. No way do I think that was
Custom
PS5.
built engine, probably.
Yeah, I just think it was something to showcase 8K televisions. I don't think next gen is going to support
No.
8K.
No, I don't think so either.
I think next gen's push is 4K, 60 frames a second,
Yeah.
stability.
That's when it's just becoming affordable to own
Right,
a 4K
yeah.
TV.
I think that's just
That's why computer gaming's ahead of the curve. There.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because monitors and things they've always been ahead with that though.
140 for
Because
hertz screens and shit.
Well, that's what you have to look at is the pricing. A good gaming PC is like what, $2,000, $3,000.
yeah.
Like
Right around there.
but you buy a console,
Well, they
it's
just released
$200, $300.
then Nvidia just released their new RTX card.
2070s, or is it
It's
the next one?
$24.99 for the card alone.
249.
$2,500.
Oh my God.
24.99.99. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the difference right there. If you can charge $2,500 for a graphics card alone, you're going to be able to put that kind of your clientele or your customers are putting this money into this. So you're going to have a better monitor. You're going to have because they're going to pay for all of this. You buy a console, it's $300 and you're not that's not the same
Sony
type of
owner.
money. You're
Yeah.
talking completely different amounts of money here that the companies recognize and they're going to say, "Okay, well, if they're going to play on this, they're probably not going to spend $1,400 to $2,500 just for the TV part of it. They're so that's where it is.
Right. Do you guys think at the Game Awards anybody comes out showing next gen?
Like
No,
a game in next gen, or do you mean like Sony?
Anything next gen?
I don't think so.
Or, maybe like a teaser trailer for Fable, but do you mean like actual gameplay?
I
No,
think that's-
anything announcing this is next gen.
No, I think E3 does
yeah.
that.
You do.
Yeah, it's 10 new game announcements. No way, not one of them's
No.
next gen.
He means like
I mean, say it is Fable, and they come out and they say, this
this is Xbox
is what
2.
Xbox Scarlet can do.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
You think that's going to happen?
I don't see that happening. I think
I
see
know-
it could happen, but do you think it will?
I think it's E3 next year where we see a lot
E3.
of that come out.
I agree
You know
with that.
who won't be debuting it at E3?
Sony.
Sony.
Yes.
Trash cans.
I think they're going to come out in March or April. and do their own event and
More than likely.
debut
They'd have to.
what it is. That's what I think. I think we're going to get release dates at the Game Awards
From Sony?
for Last of Us and for Death Stranding.
The
no,
the
not
leak
Death
was
Stranding.
calling
Death
Death
Stranding's the movie.
Stranding and I think it might have been Ghost of Tsushima.
That's not this gen.
I agree with that, but
We're talking the same leak that is giving us all where all
MK.
this information came from is all from the same
no,
leak.
it was different sources.
No, the MK
The
stuff
MK
I
guy
saw
was
from
a quality
Oh, yeah.
assessor. who-
QA.
Supposedly. So we're not
Yes.
sure. None of that.
All alleged.
yeah.
Take all
We
this
have to
with a
say
grain of
this.
salt.
Yeah. We hope to see a lot of it, but
Yeah,
don't know.
I didn't
I think
hear
MK
there was
is gonna
actually
be there,
a
so.
leak about Death Stranding. That's news to me right
well,
now.
it was
It wasn't a leak. It's just expected to be
Yeah.
there. And
Oh, well, yeah. Well, they're going to be.
Death Stranding and Ghost of
That's gonna be there.
Tsushima.
No, they're not going to be there.
I don't know.
I told you, man, it's going to be Last of Us and Death Stranding and then
You're leaving out
Ghost of
Days
Tsushima.
Gone, my man. Days Gone comes out for The Last of Us Part 2.
Maybe.
Who
Unless
knows?
they,
when
unless they
that's ever
can the
coming out.
project. I don't really know.
I wouldn't be
I don't
surprised
think
if they
there's
did
any
at this
way-
point.
They've put so much money into it.
Yeah, that happens, though.
Yeah, but this is like Sony. This isn't like a small studio like
Yeah,
when
things don't come together, they'll scrap it.
I don't see that happening.
Prey 2 got scrapped and they were almost done with the game. They had the ending completed.
It just happens.
I think
Things fall
That was
apart.
the original Prey 2, by the way,
Which-
not the remake.
Going
That's still
back
getting
to-
a sequel.
Going back to BioWare, people were thinking Andromeda was going to get scrapped. They didn't think it was going to release.
Yeah, should have.
Yeah, see, they just pushed it out. Do you really want that with Days Gone?
Well, that's the thing, though.
I don't
It's,
really want Days
so,
Gone. So
even though
I
Andromeda
hate
kind
zombie
of
horde games. Too
Oh,
many
I
of
do.
them.
Andromeda kind of flopped, it's still sold.
Yeah.
So they recouped their money.
Well, I don't know if they recouped their money,
It didn't
but
sell what it
didn't sell well.
It didn't
Right.
sell like the others.
Yeah, I mean, I know that,
And a
but,
lot of
but I'm
people
saying
returned it.
it's hard for studios, especially, to go, okay, I've got $20 million into this game.
Usually
Now I'm
it's
just gonna.
much more than that.
Yeah, I'm clearly being hypothetical.
Well, like they went on
RDR's was 300 million was the budget. So.
sale after Andromeda came
It's
out.
just insane to hear.
It went on sale quick. Not as quick
Oh,
as Fallout 76, though. No,
3
that
days
went on
after release.
Fallout
real
76%
quick.
off,
All
I
right.
mean.
one more piece of news. We have been following the story that has been going on over at Square Enix, and Hajime Tabata, former Square Enix employee and the man behind Final Fantasy 15. He's also known as the savior of Final Fantasy 15 after its 10-year.
Hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
So he came in, saved it, and then they created a new studio, which was Luminous.
Mm-hmm.
Do we finally know what they're doing?
He has announced his new studio. It's called JP Games. And
What does the JP stand for?
JP Games.
JP, but
The development team will have more information to share in January. And that's when they officially launch. So
Interesting.
look for more information from JP Games and to congratulate Mr. Tabata. We wish you well.
I'm really upset you canceled all that DLC.
It's just the way that they did it that was atrocious.
Hey guys,
You guys know how they did that, right?
this is canceled.
They did a live stream. They did a live stream
I was not aware
about
of
Final Fantasy 15.
But so many
Mr.
people were
Tabata,
hyped.
they were hyping it up as a live stream, and then they were like, "By the way, Mr. Tabata is leaving,
And,
and the DLC is
is
canceled. Thanks for tuning
Still
in,
coming?
everybody." And I was like, "What? Is
You know, to be fair,
this real?"
Ignis was one of my favorite DLCs of all time. So
Have you played it yet?
no, he hasn't.
No, I have not.
That
played
I was
it.
just telling him about it.
Changes the
other day.
entire game.
It's not canon though.
Right.
Canon ending is the same.
Don't do it.
I'm not telling them. I said just, it stays the same.
I know it's a couple years old, but
Don't do it.
that's just one you can't do.
Well, Ignis didn't.
No,
Ignis is
stop
only
it.
about a
Stop
year
it.
old. No, I'm saying Ignis isn't that old.
DLC
Ignis's
yet.
DLC is
I don't
only
think
about
it's
a year old.
yet.
All right. Let's move on to a little discussion we're about to have about our top 5 game makers.
Developers.
Developers.
Game
It's how
Developers.
humans say this, but
Whatever. Top 5 game developers of all time. Personal ranking. Be very clear. This is a very personal ranking. We'd have to sit down and actually. Oh, I don't know how you would choose one over the other.
It'd just have to be like a majority vote.
Yeah.
Criteria
We'd have to,
based.
just like our Game Awards.
Criteria based. Would you go statistics, money?
No,
I never.
all that
I never
aside.
count those.
That's why we're doing our own personal lists.
Exactly.
Who would like to start?
Well, since this was my idea, before Kevin tries to steal credit, I'll start with mine. Number one on the list. For
No,
best.
you got to count down.
Count
5 to
down.
1.
All right, we'll
5 to
end with
1.
the best. All right, fifth on the list. They are actually no longer creating games. Sadly, made my favorite all-time Xbox exclusive game, which was Fable. This is Lionhead Studios. Fable 3 wasn't the best, but
Still good,
Fable
though.
1 and 2 were absolutely phenomenal games that
Don't-
really changed the RPG genre.
Yeah.
So they definitely had to make my list.
I wouldn't discredit 3, though. I still enjoyed it.
It was definitely a step back from the other two.
Yeah,
It
but
was, but it's still
fun.
enjoyable game.
I mean, yeah, I beat it. Spent about 80 hours on it, which is
We
one of
beat
the
it
good things
twice.
about them. There was always replayability in those
Yeah.
games because of the karma system they had in there and the morality. It's just very
I
well
love
done.
the combinations for the way that they do the spells. Which
Yes.
is so good.
Yep.
So good.
That was the
Alright.
best part of the third, is that you could mix the spells
Mix them
together
and
see what you
create
created.
combos.
Yeah,
That was really
pretty
cool.
Another thing, they were super easy to exploit, which is one of the things I love to do in games. So Fable,
No, not you.
very good one. Next on the list, if you were tuning into the stream on December 2nd, you saw me suck, but From Software, creators of Dark Souls 1 through 3, preferably when Miyazaki's in charge of their games. That's when I like them. That's when they're at their best. As Dark Souls 2 players know, that wasn't the greatest, but
Was he there for Bloodborne?
he was, yes.
Yeah.
Anytime
is he
pull
doing
from,
Sekiro?
yes, he's doing Sekiro.
He is doing Sekiro?
Anytime they pull from obscure, text, Bloodborne, H.P. Lovecraft, that was a huge influence, especially on the DLC where it was all about the fish people and very Lovecraftian. He loves pulling from things like that. The Ring City DLC, Philonor with her egg, was pulled from a Japanese short film called The Princess and Her Egg or something like that. So he pulls from a lot of things no one hears a lot about and then factors it in a very symbolic way, which is part of the reason I love Dark Souls so much, is their obscure lore that you have to read all the items, listen to the characters talk, and you don't
And
see
the
a
way
lot
that
of
the games feel, they feel alone and desolate.
Not when you're running a gank squad.
Well, no, I guess not when you're doing that, but
There's a little bit of bitterness from the stream there, I felt. But
maybe.
Not a fan of gankers,
A little
but
bit.
There's quite a few of them. But so yeah, Dark Souls creator has to make my list, and I am getting Sekiro. I was a little worried about it, but having seen one of the boss fights, it was phenomenal. So
You getting that
take a shot.
collector's edition?
we'll see.
That's a sick looking statue, man.
Comes
The
out in
statue
March,
is what I
right?
want.
March is the release.
the art book, too. The art book.
Does it have
is-
a release date?
Yeah.
Does it?
Sekiro is March. Double check.
It has a release date, but I don't know if it's March.
Hmm.
I think it is, though, because it's right after your
I thought
birthday.
it was March 22nd.
I think it's right after your birthday, so I think it is March.
Yeah, that's coming soon.
The art book, honestly, for that is going to be absolutely insane, because if you haven't seen it...
March 22nd.
Yeah.
22nd. Do you know the price on that?
For the collectors?
Yeah.
Let me take a look.
If you haven't seen it, they have a giant snake that kind of crawls through the mist. That just... I just can't wait to see the art and content direction they took to get that, because that's going to be incredible.
Forgot to mention their new VR game.
Oh, yeah.
Deracine.
Yeah. What?
It's about the fairy.
Is that out?
Yes, it is out.
That is
just
out.
came out.
Very famous YouTuber I'm a very big fan of, who's really a From Software lore guy.
He's playing it.
He played a full thing of it.
What do you
so
say? Did you like it?
Loved it.
Did he?
And he thinks it hints at Bloodborne too. So
Oh,
keep an eye
really?
out, everybody.
All of their games
Little
tie
Easter egg in there?
quite well together.
He thought that at first. He thought it was just an Easter egg, but he saw some stuff that changed his mind. So I'm just gonna head
Leave
over
it
to
at-
Vadi
leave it at that.
Videos page, and you can see his
Give him a
thoughts.
quick
'cause he's
shout
a-
out.
He's a fucking genius.
He does
so.
the lower stuff this guy does is just like
Nuts.
incredible.
No shit. I have to check him out.
It's all From Software stuff too. He breaks down. Has he discussed that thing I talked to you about? I don't think he has.
We'll talk about it after the show, but
Off air.
Yeah.
phenomenal guy, really.
All right,
So next
so-
on the list
Continue.
is
You put From at
hold
fourth.
on.
He did.
It's from is at 4.
He did not Larian. He did Lionhead
No, that's
at
eBay.
5. From at 4.
Who's 3?
We're about to find out. Collector's edition? This says $89.99.
No way.
Wow.
Their collectors is huge.
$89.99.
No.
That's the deal, man.
It's got a statue. It's got an art book. It's got
Dude,
like
if that's for real, that's going to be, well, Octopath Travelers was only 90.
Sekiro
Yeah,
Shadows
oh my
Die
God.
Twice Collector's
Yeah.
Edition
That was wicked
includes
nice.
full game, 7-inch Shinobi statue, steelbook, collector art book, map, digital soundtrack, replica game coins, and that is all. And that is $89.99.
Go order that.
That
is
right
on
now.
Gonna be mine
GameStop.com.
too.
Go
Yeah, that's-
order that
that's real.
immediately.
I'm getting that one too.
Because
Certainly
there's no
buying
way
it.
that stays. That will sell out so fast.
Yeah, it will.
So, number 3 on the list is recently obtained by Microsoft, Obsidian. You guys know how I've talked about Fallout and where it's gone, and you know my personal favorite is Fallout New Vegas by a very long shot. But other than that, they also do the South Park games, which I'm not a big South Park fan, but the game looked interesting.
The game
It's not
it's
It was
something
on
I would.
stream.
Yeah.
It's not something I would probably buy, but it's something I would play given the chance. So
I'll tell you what, though. That South Park game, the Fractured
combat was very good.
Butthole, that's, if you get that one, they sell it as like a combo pack. So you get 2 games for the price of 1, and it's usually around $30. So you can't go wrong.
But bigger than that for me is this is one of the few games I play on PC. It's the Pillars of Eternity, 1 and 2, both very, very good. And Obsidian's the best thing about them is, 1, they make RPGs, which is my favorite genre, and 2, the way they make their RPGs. It's all about choice, freedom, do this your way, not anybody else's, which is why Fallout New Vegas speaks to me so much, because that's how the original Fallout was made, and Fallout 2. And they've kind of deviated from that, like with the 4th, where you were just kind of a copy and paste good guy no matter what. Then they had the DLC where you could be a raider, and it didn't make any goddamn sense, but that's neither here nor there. Bethesda. Ugh. And then 76, so no words need to be said about that.
Yeah, just skip that.
So,
No,
with
seriously,
them,
people. Skip that.
bargain bin for a reason. So with Microsoft backing them, I'm very hopeful for what they're going to make next. I think they'll have the availability to do something they've never done before, and not only in quality. They had 18 months, by the way, to make Fallout New Vegas.
No way.
18 months.
Wow. They did a fantastic
And
job.
it's the best Fallout game there's ever been. So, yeah. They'd had to make the list, and
And
they were that high for a reason.
we're going to see them at the Game Awards.
Yes,
Hype.
we are. With
I-
their new
I literally can't
RPG backed by
Microsoft.
And from the looks of it, could very well be
The
new
picture
BioShock.
stuff they released.
It
I
could be
was just
anything,
like-
man.
I was
It
like, oh
could
my
be-
God.
It
The
could be
ads
something
were
in
like
the BioShock.
space AG BioShock looking.
What if it was just something in the BioShock universe?
That's what I'm expecting. Kind
and
of
it's
like
its
Infinite
own thing?
was.
Yeah.
So, because, man,
I don't want a remaster.
I want Rapture.
No,
I
it
don't want a
won't.
remake.
They said it's a completely new thing.
It's a
Oh,
complete.
they
It's
did
a
say
new
that.
IP.
Okay, good.
If it is BioShock, I want them to go back to Rapture because
Yeah.
I
Rapture
love
was
the
awesome.
setting. I want to be a Big Daddy again because that was
I was going to cosplay
BioShock
that.
2
Like this,
was fantastic, and
I think everything is brand new.
Everything
though.
was good.
Even if
Yeah,
it's in
that's
the
good.
same BioShock universe, I think it's a whole new area that we've never been to.
Don't get me wrong.
That'd
I
be my
like
guess.
remasters and stuff, but I want new stuff too.
Yeah.
no, they just remastered the whole BioShock collection, so I don't think that's coming.
Yeah, I guess you're right there. Okay, what else you got?
Second, I guess, on the list is Larian Studios. They are the creators of the Divinity series as a whole. First game I ever played was Divinity: The Dragon Knight Saga.
That was the
It
first game
is
you ever played?
from Larian Studios.
Oh, okay.
Just to put that into perspective, is the first game I ever played on PC though.
Oh, nice.
So originally I owned the Xbox One, and I bought the PC edition a couple years back, mostly to cheat on it, but whatever. Everyone knows I like to do that. So on the Xbox, this is a very hard game. There's no difficulty setting. Actually, I think there is a difficulty setting, and even the easiest setting is very difficult. And they continued that trend with Original Sin. Me and Brett played that together at his couch co-op.
Oh, so that
Two
difficulty
players.
carries over to the console experience?
Yes.
Oh,
So,
nice.
and their newer titles.
Oh, we have a rewind of that if you guys want to go to YouTube and check that out. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, that
Narrated
was-
was
oh.
fantastic narration. You got to really check it out.
Divinity Original Sin, the Enhanced Edition, is the remaster. Or, I'm sorry, the rewind. With the terrific narration. But so recently, like I said, I was gonna install PUBG, but then instead I saw Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition or Enhanced Edition. One of the two.
Definitive.
Definitive is the new one. So I bought that instead.
Have you
And canceled
tried that one yet? or no?
Yes, I have about 20 hours in that so far. I'm level 13. I just got to today.
Is it much of a difference from the first one?
Well, I've played this one on PC. I had
Oh,
early
you already
access
played
to
this one
that,
too.
and
Yeah,
then
that's right.
when the full release, it took them about a year to port it over to console. I actually beat it on the highest difficulty on my computer, so I'm on the easiest now. And they actually added a new, easier difficulty with the definitive, and it's still hard.
Really?
These are not easy games. They're not meant to be easy. Very strategy based. You've seen the combat.
Yeah, the
for
battle
first.
system is awesome.
It's
I
fantastic.
like it a lot.
All they've done is improve upon it. It's the same thing, but just better details and stuff along those lines. I cannot say enough about that. Really, all they've ever done is Divinity games, but they're very good at it.
I want to finish Starlink, and then I think I'm going to jump into Divinity Original Sin, so I can give that back to you.
Do you still have that?
Yeah, I still have it.
No idea. It's a long one, though. If you're going to play it, I would recommend having Kaylee play some with you. I'm sure she would enjoy
It's
it as
super
well.
fun to play as a couch co-op too.
Yeah. Is that you can just drop in, drop out, so that's pretty cool.
Well, you want to be in there in the beginning because he's talking about how he just started Divinity 2. I was gonna play later on, but I was playing Overwatch at the time, and I was like, don't worry about it. You took 2 hours to create your character. I'm not creating mine, and the character looks badass though. He does, but it took 2 hours to create him.
It's worth it.
So
Lizard King.
if you don't start at the beginning,
No, really.
it
he's
is.
a
It's a
man.
Lizard King. That's not a joke. If you don't start at the beginning and create your character, then you have to play as one of the characters that are actually in the game. So you definitely want to start at the same time, and then it's kind of drop in, drop out.
I was
at
playing
that
the
point.
first one, so that doesn't really matter. It's not like the second in that scenario.
Yeah.
So in the new one, you have like origin stories, kind of like Dragon Age Origins did. So my guy was the Emperor of the Lizard Empire, but he consorted with demons to keep it as powerful,
Right.
destroys enemies, whatnot. He got caught and exiled in response. So that's his personal story, trying to take his throne back. It's a very cool story.
That sounds
by the way.
great.
The things that happen are insane. My favorite second one probably is there's a mercenary. He's called the Lone. His mercenary group's called the Lone Wolves, I believe. But anyway, so he used to be in the military called the Order. And by the way, this has spanned every game they've made. This is thousands of years past the first one, by the way, the first Original Sin. I think it's 1,000 years later.
But the lore holds true. I like that.
Yes, it's very well done.
A connected universe.
They don't retcon anything like other developers.
Good. Very good to hear. All right. What's your number one? What do you got?
Number one on the list is CD Projekt Red, who obviously make The Witcher and are currently developing Cyberpunk 2077. And the reason they had to be top on the list, besides their phenomenal games, is because all the things they do for their community, the people who play their games, they had I think 16 free DLCs with
Yep.
The Witcher 3.
They did.
They listened to community feedback. Everyone wanted a new game plus. Within 2 months, they had a new game plus out with The Witcher 3. I mean, the DLC expansions are actual expansions.
Full
Blood and
expansion
Wine was like a
experiences.
35-hour
Yeah.
expansion. And with New Game Plus, you can just keep playing it.
Also, recently they added the 4K packs for the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X.
That they did.
So it's a game that's, 3 years old? 4? 3.
2015, I want to say.
Yeah. 3 years old game, and they're still having some updates, and they fix bugs and stuff still.
Well,
So-
they're developing the future GOAT,
Right,
Cyberpunk
yeah.
2077.
Okay, thank you for your list. It's a good one. It's going to be hard to beat that.
Well, my list has 3 of his, so
It's
one,
okay.
one of mine
Skim
is
through
pretty.
those.
Yeah, just quickly go through them.
My first one is Blizzard. Everybody knows I love Overwatch. But
This
yeah,
is 5-1, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. My 5th one is Blizzard. I love Overwatch. I actually love the direction they're going. I was a little bit worried about metas and things going in, but Ash kind of
Don't forget Diablo.
destroyed that exactly as I'd expected. I'm going there.
You're a
They've done.
Diablo guy?
They've done. Yes.
Okay.
We played through
Growing up,
every difficulty
we were
9 times in a row.
Brothers,
on
we were
Diablo
couch
3.
co-op. Anything couch co-op was rare, and we loved it. So that one, and not only that, but what they've done with what is your game, Kev? I can't think of the name.
Wow.
WoW.
Oh, World of Warcraft?
What they just did with WoW, bringing so many new people into the community.
You a WoW guy?
No, but
Oh.
I always wanted to be, actually. We didn't have a
Can
PC that
appreciate
could run
the-
it. I
the glory
appreciate
of
it's
that
an RPG
community.
game, and it's really well done.
Take my hand.
I just never really
Only
had a
if you drop
PC to
me
run it.
all your high level stuff. So I know you have a max character.
Stop that.
But yeah, they're just every game they do it well and they stick with it. They do make mistakes. Obviously, we just saw BlizzCon what they did there. They make mistakes, but they've always, for me at least, come back and corrected it. They made mistakes with Overwatch. They release heroes that are just disgustingly broken. They do everything they can to
Which
fix it.
hero?
Brigitte. She's now playable. You can play around her. You can play against her. She's not what she was because they've gone in
because
and
of Ash.
fixed it. No, well you can still play before her. If you pick Tracer, that's an okay pick. When Brig released, if you pick Tracer, you're soft throwing the game because you're automatically you're dead. She had combos that could kill you before you could blink out. She could stun you, kill you, and then you were none. But they've kind of fixed the bugs with that. Her shield bash is different. Her that combo is different. That's no longer in the game. Stuff like that. So they go back and they fix what they've done wrong.
Rework it.
Right.
What's next?
Number 4 for me is Larian. Because of the couch co-op experience, it is something that's completely, like I said, growing up as two brothers, we always wanted to play together, and it's something you didn't get in a lot of games, especially as the time's gone on. It's gone
Especially
all
today, yes.
online. Everything's online, and couch co-op is kind of a way of the past.
Yeah, except for if you want to bring the Nintendo Switch into the mix.
Well,
because okay,
give me a
just
sec.
keep going. Go ahead.
So that's third for me is CD Projekt Red, just because of, as he explained, it's they do everything to them is their customer.
That's Project.
Project
Sure.
Red. Everything to them is customer based. They told us they're never going to have paywalls. They're never going to have these microtransactions. They're all about the customer.
Oh, one thing to throw out there, Obsidian has already confirmed with their new RPG, no microtransactions, or at the very least, no loot boxes. So
Awesome.
always good to hear.
My second one is my big surprise, Nintendo EPD, who is a huge portion of Nintendo's project development team. They worked on Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 2, basically every game on the Switch these guys have worked on. Fire Emblem Heroes, Mario Kart 8, ARMS, just everything. They're
Super
a
Mario Party?
huge, Super Mario Party.
Odyssey, everything.
Yes,
That's all.
So they're a huge part of the project development team for Nintendo. And after the time we had during the stream yesterday, just how much fun it is to just sit around and just play those games together, or even if you're not playing and just spectating, it's just a really good time. I had to put them on here because that's why we play games, is to have fun. And for me especially, I've always played like not fighting games, but like games where the point of the game was to fight, I guess is how I should put that.
People have asked me, how can Nintendo continuously release the same games, characters, stuff like that? And you just nailed how they can do that because of the experience that you get playing these games. You do not get these experiences anywhere else than the Nintendo games.
Right. Like
And that's why they are what they are.
just the laughs and everything that was involved with that.
The tears.
And all we played
The
was
tears in some cases.
John.
We'll get to that in a little while. What do you got?
It was just such a good time, so I had to put him on there. And then number 1 for me is actually from
What was
Brennon?
number 2?
Nintendo. EPD. From Software, just because the worlds they create are something you're never going to see. From Bloodborne to Dark Souls, just all of the lore, the way they...
Sorry, did you say Dark Souls Light?
Well, the Easter eggs is the big thing too. The lore and everything behind these games is, the more you learn about it, the cooler an experience it is to go through it. Just the fact that in the back of the little things, the way they do it, in the back of Bloodborne, there's always a baby crying. Regardless of where you are in the game, you can hear a baby crying. Like that's
terrifying.
That creep
Yeah,
factor.
it's not great.
The creep factor of that in the world,
And it ties into the whole story.
in the
as
world
well,
that they
so.
create is just nobody does it as well as From does. That's why I was so disappointed.
Nobody does it as well as Miyazaki does.
Okay, yeah, true.
Man's a legend. Dark
Yeah.
Souls 2 was a good game. They kept the same mechanics, so
But it missed it. Right?
story-wise, everything else was a
Yeah.
fucking mess.
Really well done. But one thing that he didn't mention is just the reason we were so concerned about Sekiro is because they had gone away from some of the elements that made Dark Souls so good. They took out like PvP stuff. There's no leveling, stuff like that
Can't
concerned
summon in
us.
your friends to help.
And then what Brennan did say, the thing that brought him back was the world. He saw a boss fight and was like, "Holy shit! Like I need to play that game." So the way they do it is
boss
incredible.
fights are.
It wasn't even like
when you think of boss fights, you think
the
Dark Souls.
Yeah.
show
Oh,
of
yeah.
It was just the difficulty. I was like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna kill that thing.
Yeah.
First try. Probably
And the-
not. 3 tries later.
The feeling you get when you take down one,
Right.
especially if you did it all by yourself.
Well, you
is
have
just-
to in Sekiro. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess
Nameless
right.
kid.
They're not going to have, or they're not going to do any of that.
no.
None of that.
No
Which is
summoning,
why we
no,
were
it's
just
just
so
you.
concerned with it,
Oh,
was
wow.
because it's a
It's a
different
one personal
world
experience.
from
Yeah.
Sekiro or
But
from
the,
the Dark Souls and the
The
Bloodborne.
mechanic that I think will save them from that is that this one, when you die, you can come back same spot immediately.
Oh yeah,
You're
that's right.
there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they showed that in the
so
gameplay.
it won't be as punishing
You get
because you're
resurrected.
alone. But I assume that's like an item or something you can run out of that you
Yeah.
can't come back.
Well, 2 very good lists so far. Now I'm going to ruin it with my list. So here we go. Number 5 for me is Square Enix for the Final Fantasy
Phoenix
series.
is very good.
Number
Tomb Raider
4.
series also very good for them.
No, well, yes, but the reason I'm
you.
labeling them is for the Final Fantasy
Fantasy.
series. CD Projekt Red.
Not even Kingdom Hearts. Come on, there's a lot of series you can name them for.
Can you just tell me the story real quick of Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, sure. Mickey digitized himself somehow, whatever that means. That's the whole story.
We watched a 40-minute video detailing it, and
Still
we
don't
came out of that like, what? What was
I'm just
that?
gonna play the third and enjoy the combat.
Yeah.
Everything will be revealed in the third.
there we
It's
go.
all
It
going to
all
make
makes
sense
sense.
after the third. You have to play that one. So yeah, definitely Kingdom Hearts as well. So CD Projekt Red for The Witcher and
The future.
the future.
48-minute video of Cyberpunk.
That was a 48-minute video.
That was
one of the best
better than Fallout
highlights
76. So
of 2018 for me.
That was one of the best game sequences I've seen.
Ever.
Yeah.
Number 3, Sony Santa Monica for the God of War
God of
series.
War,
Specifically,
the
The
latest.
new one.
yeah. Oh man, what a
Have you
game!
beat it yet?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did beat it?
What a game, dude! What
That
a
ending,
fucking
though,
game.
huh? Curveball there.
Yeah, total curveball. And there was
Hype for
another
the next
sequence after that. I don't know if you guys experienced that
Yeah,
part or
when
not.
you
We could
go
talk
home.
about that off
Yeah.
air.
If we ever do that spoiler cast,
Yeah,
it's supposed to happen back in April.
right.
Oh,
Sure.
Wait, that's when that game came out? April?
yeah, April.
Jesus. I just finished it. What a terrible gamer. Number 2, NetherRealm Studios for the
I knew
Mortal
this was
Kombat
gonna be
series.
on
I almost
there.
put it at 5 for mine just to hear you squeal about it being
I would
number
have been
5.
so happy if one of you guys did that.
I know.
And number 1 for me, well, I mean, number 2, NetherRealm. It was hard for me not to put them number 1, but because Mortal Kombat, I've played it since I was a child. I used to go to the arcades to play Mortal Kombat.
Right.
Yeah, but what happened to the Mortal Kombat Championship?
What happened
Brett
was
won it.
I had stopped playing X, and then it was decided that we would do that for a group play, and the brothers decided to play 100 hours straight a piece. And then they came in, and I saw some glorious combat. Unfortunately, I didn't have any to provide myself. But you guys did awesome combos and stuff, so big ups to you guys. My number 1 studio is BioWare for the Dragon Age franchise. That is my favorite game of all time, Dragon Age Origins.
Deserves it.
That's all I got to say right there. If you haven't played Origins, you need to. Find it. I would recommend playing it on PC. Okay, thanks for the lists. Now we're going to talk a
Absolutely.
little bit about our Extra Life stream that we did yesterday, and it was a great success. Yesterday we did it a little bit differently. We only went for half the time we went the first time. First time we did 24 hours. This time we did
25.
25 because of daylight savings time. This time we did 12 hours, and we went through games a little bit quicker until we got to one. that we played for 4 hours. That one was Super Mario Party on Nintendo Switch. And you guys want to talk about that game a little bit?
I think honestly the coolest part of this is that we played one game mode for 4 straight hours. Ended up none of it was planned. Ended up being a tournament of champions at the end that just came out of nowhere.
That Jake won.
It was just
Hey Jake, how are your feelings on that win though?
a good time.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you, Jake.
I think that game, well, I expected it to be good. I didn't expect it to be that good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
The mini games, like if you've followed Mario Party throughout the years, when it came out on Nintendo 64, it was a fantastic game. Nintendo 64's controller is one of the worst controllers of all time. Their joystick left an imprint in my palm because in some of those mini games you had to grab that thing and do the 360 and to get characters to rotate and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The blood came out of the hands sometimes. Like your hands would just get so raw.
Right.
Because it wasn't like a fluid motion. It was like hexagon.
Right.
So it was like it would hit all the
Each
all the
corners.
cracks. Yeah. So it was just like jam, 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 and you go around. But it was a fantastic game. And like as they progressed, I don't want to say felt rushed, but it's just like some of the mini games had lost what the other ones. But this one, like every mini game that we played was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And even if we had motion controls, even
the motion control actually responds super well on these Joy-Cons.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was getting at. Like I was concerned that some of them were going to be, that's motion control, this is going to suck. But it actually, they feel great.
Responds super well.
Yeah, it's really responsive.
The ice shaver one, where you actually had to like spin your Joy-Con to shave the ice. I was like, oh my God.
It was really good, right?
Yeah, it was so good.
And like the Switch has great graphics and colors, and this game looks great. If you have a Switch and you have people to play
and hang out with,
you need this game.
Yeah.
This is the perfect party game. We're going to be doing more videos and stuff playing this game for you guys. So we'll have those posted up on YouTube in the future. But right now I want to give a special shout out on the podcast to the people who donated to our cause yesterday to help benefit these sick kids and getting their treatments through the Children's Miracle Network and Extra Life. So this list is in no particular order. First up, we have Dan with a $25 donation. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Bringing his total up to $50 for both streams. He did donate again.
He did donate on each stream. We appreciate it, Dan. DI, $10. Thank you. The next one we have is Shock Hunter from the Extra Life team, the Dreamers, with a $25 donation. Thank you very much, Shock Hunter, and we're going to be following you with our official channel as well. We'll give you a shout out here. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming to find us. Next up, we got Raybon, $25. Mad Dog Lee with $25. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mad Dog.
Absolutely.
Anonymous, $25. Thank you very much, Anonymous. Diana and Julie with a $30 donation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ryan, $25. We appreciate it. Gabby, $25. We appreciate that. For a grand total yesterday of $215 in 12 hours. We did a great job, guys. And thanks for everyone for coming, spending time with us, and it was just a great show.
Oh, it's so much fun. It was
fantastic.
Bringing our total to $415 now donated through Extra Life to the Children's Miracle Network from us. So it's
just going to show you
just incredible.
Us enjoying ourselves more on this stream as opposed to the more bigger title one we had the first time.
Yeah, we did a little different this time.
Makes an impact there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we totally did it much different this time. The first time we were very uniform and we kept to a tight schedule and it was 24 hours long.
25.
We did it, but it wasn't as fun as this one was. This time we went in playing the games. We just wanted to play them and we had a great time. And we raised a lot of money
we stayed flexible.
Kids.
We changed, like I said, we
Cut 2 games.
cut 2 games to keep playing some Super
Played
Mario
Party.
So.
And then we played some Beat Saber, which was a lot of fun too.
I still should have
Only
won
if you're
that.
good at it.
I got cheated out of the Beat Saber Championship. We're not going to talk about it.
It happened.
I had a 160 combo go to waste.
Tragic.
Oh my!
At least the camera worked with you.
I will be 1v1ing him.
I was a puppet master over there.
Yeah, my sabers kept cutting out too. We're gonna have to do something.
I think it's too small of a room. is
Yeah,
what
just the
issue was.
orientation of it. Yeah,
I'll have to do it like in the living room for like group plays. We'll do it
yeah,
down there.
much,
Have more
much
room.
bigger space down there.
Fine tune it.
So those 2 games, we can definitely expect some funny videos coming from us with Super Mario Party and Beat Saber in the future. Look out on Twitch and YouTube for those. Twitch.tv/TSGG online and YouTube.com/The Society. We will definitely be enjoying these games and just putting out what we can for them.
Yeah. Any other thoughts for the Extra Life stream?
Just a really great time and set out to do exactly what we did. So it's a great feeling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and again, everyone who was involved, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for helping out. But that is all the time we have this week, guys. I want to thank you for listening and thank you guys for being part of the show. We'll see you guys Thursday night around 8 p.m. for our live stream of the Game Awards. It's only a couple days
Absolutely.
away. Can't wait, man. It's going to be a
These
great
10
time.
games, I'm
Be lit.
gonna lose my mind when Obsidian comes to the stage. Oh, and Casey Hudson on stage with Anthem. Oh,
Yeah.
man, don't even get me started.
He's going to explode.
I'm already getting there.
Prepare the plastic. But for those of you that can't join us this Thursday, I guess we'll just see you next week.
See
See
ya.
y'all next time.